Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Google Slides to create that picture video slideshow that may be used to commemorate the end of the school year. So the reason why I'm showing you this on Google Slides is because it's simple, it's pretty straightforward, and it's a pretty flexible tool, and it's probably one you've been using before. However, you could do this with other tools if you'd like. You could use Microsoft PowerPoint to do this. You can use specific features within Google Photos if you use that quite often. Use it on your phone. There's other programs out there that are slideshow specific for photos and for memory photo albums, but I'm just going to show you slides in case you want to use that one. So the first thing you need to do is open up a Google Slides presentation. You can use whatever theme you want. If you Google memory photo slideshow templates, you can probably get some from there. Slides Carnival also has some really nice themes that you could use that look pretty clean, and some of them lend themselves specifically to a photo album type of look. So after you have your slides, if you want to have students submit their own pictures and their own slides to this, that could be pretty cool. They could have their own blank slide that maybe you send out as a forced copy through an It's Learning Google integrated assignment. And then you can take all of their slides and then paste them into your own slideshow, or you just give them link to this version. Just know that if you give your slideshow link to lots of students and they all have editing access to that, and they could possibly delete someone else's slide. So if students want to add their own things, I would probably recommend that you have them get their own template and just use that one. So after I have figured out how I want to have students contribute, if at all, to add pictures into Google Slides, you'll click the insert button across the top, image, and you have some options here. You can add some that are saved locally on your device. So maybe if they're saved on your desktop or elsewhere, you can add them there. Google Image Search, Google Drive, Google Photos, or use your camera. Your students have the same options to them, so you can even show them this little tutorial if they wanted to add their own photos to a slide. So you'll add your photos, and after you've added your photos is where you have some options to add audio into a Google slide. You could do insert and add audio. That's a fairly new feature within Google Slides now. It didn't used to be that way, but you can add audio. The only thing though is that if you use the insert audio feature on Google Slides, it has to be audio that you have saved in your Google Drive or on your device, which is probably not probable if you're trying to use music unless you've saved MP3 files. Just know that if you are using any type of music in the background of a slideshow, I would double check that you have the rights to use that music. There's lots of free sounds and music out there. You can even just Google and get some from there and download it and add it, but just be mindful of that, because if you happen to post your slideshow video on YouTube and it has copyrighted music in it, YouTube can take your video down. And they've actually been doing that quite a bit lately with so many people putting resources online for remote instruction. So kind of a bummer, but it's the way it is. So if you've added audio, you can go through the audio button here and then search from where you would like to add that audio from. If that's not how you want to go about adding audio, then I'm going to skip the audio phase here and show you that other option here in a second. So let's imagine that I have finished adding all my pictures and I'm almost ready to go on this, and I want to have a recorded version of this with the slides advancing on their own and with music. So the way you can do that is to actually do a screencast. So a screencast of your slides playing with music that goes with it. And to do that, you'll need to use a screencasting tool like what I'm using right now. I'm using Screencastify. It's free. We have access to the paid version of this. BCSC teachers do until early June. And there's more information on that linked to this post. But if you would like to add your own music and record your screen, this is the way to do that. There's a couple of different ways you can set up the initial recording. There's ways to set up the slides to where they auto advance. The simple way is to go into present mode. And when you're in present mode, it's in the settings. Whoops. Auto advance when played. You can do a loop. You can do every 10 seconds or so. So after 10 seconds is when my slide will advance after I click the play button. Here's an example. So it's going to stay on this slide for 10 seconds and it's going to go into my next one. So if you're doing a screen recording, you can get that all set up and then click play whenever you're ready. If you want to have music on in the background while using that feature, what you would need to do is have music over here in this tab and make sure that when you're recording that you have system audio turned on. So So it'll record the music playing. It won't just be silence with your slides going through. I only know that because I've made that mistake before. So you'll have your music playing in the background, and recording system audio is in a setting. I'm actually just going to show you that here in another tab. So if I open this up and let's see, it would be in my additional options here is where I could turn on record system audio. So if I do that, then it'll play my music in the background. Whenever I'm ready, I'll just do present and I'll have the audio advanced settings set up there. The other option is that if you want it to play automatically is if you publish your slideshow to the web and click the settings here, auto advance every 10 seconds, publish those settings, click OK. Then whenever anyone gets this link, it automatically puts them into present mode. It's never in edit mode. So that's another way of just opening this up in a new tab. Whenever you're ready to start recording, you don't have to worry about going into present mode and all that. It's already set up for you, but you would still have to have the audio in the background. So those are examples of how you could use Google Slides to create a photo slideshow or photo memory video for your students.